Hello, welcome back, people. Here we are yet again at Pine Valley, continuing on our bright future, aiming for 1,000 ounces of gold in 50 days. That's the aim. Uh, it's going to be a lot of work, but I think it's feasible. I think it's doable. And I also think it's something they miss in the base game. Setting targets, seeing in a journal how you perform on a daily basis. Like I had an entry in your journal where it says like, okay, you got that much gold, you got that much money in your account, and then at the end of the day you make another entry and it uh, sets down these values, and then based on when you made the entries it will calculate how much return you have on a time basis. So if you worked 3 days on getting 150 ounces, or you worked 1 day on 70 ounces, things like that. And now we can actually work in 1 day on a clean out. That's totally awesome. That's a very nice change. I like that a lot. It's tight, but it's doable. It's very well doable. And a little reminder in between the sessions, I thought about it. I was so surprised that my generator, the big grey box there, uh, the container, ran out of fuel so quickly. And I was thinking, oh, that's the changes they did to the fuel. And indeed, they did a change to the fuel, but I think it is related to timing. It's probably because I let it run overnight. I went to sleep and it continued running. It continued running. It's a very nice change. So, like in the real world, before you go to bed, shut down your machines, because in the morning they have consumed a lot of fuel. Now I'm starting to think that a dev or somebody close to the devs is watching these streams, because it's a couple of things that I mentioned in one of my sessions. That was that yeah, the machines, you can leave them running overnight, and but whatever. I hope they indeed watch my series and implement the journal. And then also make an online. There's another game that I saw which has implemented a change as of lately. It's Surviving on Mars. It's JCB Pioneer Mars. It's sponsored by, yes, JCB, and they updated the game to include a online ranking for who had the longest survival time on Mars without dying. And they might need to do something in this game as well, like put up an online uh, gold finds base, or database, or how much gold you dug up on, and how many days, how many workers. It would even be cooler if it was multiplayer, but that's probably not for this version of the game. as I heard other people have talked to devs and mentioned it, it's probably not gonna happen in this one. People are always asking about it. But yeah, I think it would be a cool feature if you had just an online database where the top finds or the top cleanouts are listed. But then maybe we should have random names on and randomly generated dig sites. It would be pretty unfair if somebody else is digging on the same spot on everybody would be digging the best spot. I mean, the best spot is going to be the same for everybody, I assume. Unless there's indeed a random factor in it when it generates the terrain at the start of a game, or if it's somewhere hard coded. I don't know. I think I'll have to dozer a bit again. It's not much. Come on. I got a big pile just besides the truck. I can use that to close up the gap here. Now we got some dirt from a little bit deeper. And we're already a bit away from the start of our claim, so that should also give us a little bit more. Is that my graphic settings? Or is that something that happens to everybody? Oh yeah, that was see, once you get used to driving a certain way, it's gonna become a habit, and you're gonna be able to do it blindfolded. Although here I derp again. Ah yeah, dozing. Park is right here. Fuel. How's the fuel going on this one? We should be filling it up soon. Yeah. Yeah, there's still holes in the ground. Or in the rendering of the walls of this. You see, I was doing the turn and it generated the dirt out of nowhere. That's okay. A little bit lower with the knife or whatever you call that. There. We're good again. Didn't put the handbrake on. It shouldn't move by itself. Camera angle 3. Put it on, driving, handbrake off. We're going that way. Camera angle 4, digging. For some reason I turned it off. There we go again. I wish they removed the lid on the bucket on this crane, because there's one key that I'm keep pressing, and it's to open the lid. I never use the lid. I know in real life it's a thing, but here with how the physics work on these buckets, I don't see any added value. I mean, like scoop, see, you got it. I know I gotta press that button not to close the lid. That's just a little bit annoying, but it's maybe me. And something that I saw in somebody else's video, I haven't checked it here yet. They changed the rate at which the dirt balls disappear, so I'm also very happy with that. It's a good thing you see them, but when they're on a surface where they would dissipate into a pile of dirt, they actually do that way quicker, which is very nice. Oh, and another option that I would love to see. I know, I shouldn't be asking too much. When you drive over a bump like this one, continuously, like this one for example, if you drive over this one, like, let's say 100 times, it should be gone. It should be, like, flattened out. They should do that. And then, the slopes that you have and the natural slopes that you're using, since you can't dozer a natural, you can't dozer a ramp going down or up, or with extreme difficulty, and it might be doable. I have nobody seen doing it. I've seen nobody do it yet. Well, I had one on the previous on Old Arnold's. On Old Arnold's, I used the natural sloping of the environment of the claim to get in and out of a pit that I made. and yeah, over the course of time, you of course get dirt balls dropping on there, and you spill some here and there, and that whole slope became like an off-road parkour, uh, an off-road track. It became a hassle to climb up and down. And there was no way for me of repairing it. If you would try with the bulldozer, you would end up having just a very horrible piece of track where you couldn't drive on or off. I hope we're not forgetting anything. The buckets are there, the miner's moss is there. We still have water everywhere. I've been horrible at keeping track of what I've done and didn't do, and of all the things that I should do, especially concerning the water, electricity, buying the right things. I'm getting used to it though now. I mean, activating the things I need and the things that need to be done. Come on, let me climb this, man. I want to get my hands dirty and achieve something. No. Engine on. Come on, let's fill this up. I've got money to make. So far I haven't managed to fill up a truck so fast. Fill up a truck before the hopper was empty, so probably will never be able to do that. Well, I could do it with multiple trucks, but I don't have the space yet here to set up multiple trucks. I think I'll go back to like having two or three trucks on the plot. Two would be ideal, I think. That's another one. Nice. Going good. We can also set the crane on the other side, but crawling it all the way up there, I don't know. How far are we in? 20 minutes. I'll make it 30 minutes if I don't forget. See, like all the movement that I'm doing here, that should flatten out the area. And then just driving here once, that shouldn't change much. For new watchers, I also, for new viewers, I also added a second set of Miner's Moss. It's laying down there with the close to the sluice box and the jig, so when needed I can just yeah, sorry. I have some Miner's Moss lying down there because I think it takes 2 sets of Miner's Moss to fill up 2 buckets under the jig. Call it a jig, it's the thing that shakes the most of the output from the trommel. There you go. No, it's not filled up, but that's okay. I already saw some orange numbers on the Miner's Moss. So it's getting above. Oh. Let's have a quick look. No, it's 66, 36, 25, 61. No, that's going nice. Full throttle. Release handbrake. Okay, this is flat. It's about flat. Something like that. Yep, that's good. Yeah, we're getting there. We're gonna have access to that platform. Then we're gonna mine all the way around and make something like that looks like an open how do you call these things? Yeah, an open quarry. It's like where you have like they're mostly circular in shape, and then they dig out in the on the edges, always deeper and wider. "25 minutes. It's all very steep here. Yeah, I'm however going to push that onto the... And now it's making a ramp. That's really the first time I've seen it, like, put it upwards. Look. Oh my. Holy hell. One day I might be able to make a ramp with it. Damn. And it's like in line with... Ah my. Where are you gonna sit? Right here? Yeah, good enough. It's a rainy day. Started off with nice weather. Nah. Driving, no, not driving. Digging, that's what we're gonna do. Dig. Keep it clean. Try to keep it clean. That doesn't look like expensive pay dirt. It looks like just plain old dirt. It's not very deep. But that doesn't matter, because I'm making my driveway while I'm getting the gold out of the dirt. It's 2 in 1. 2 in 1, baby. Yes, yes. Did we get anything? No. Oh, did you see that? I touched the truck while I was doing like a scoop movement, a pickup movement of the bucket, and took it all out. So yeah, for those who don't know, you can also empty the dump truck with a crane. So you can you don't have to pay for the hopper and the conveyor belt at the start of the game. You can skip those and start working with a dump truck and a crane, and then use a crane to empty out the dump truck into the jig, into the machine. So the part where the conveyor belt drops the dirt into, if you drop it there, then you can process it without a conveyor belt. Well, process, you can put it in the system without a conveyor belt. That should be enough. Yeah, I really like this driveway. $16.24. The timing game. Already it's going a bit slower, because we're further in. We gotta drive the crane around. I'm not parking my truck where it should be. Well, if I'm gonna dig down there. Yeah, that's good enough. I tried to mute before I coughed. I don't know if it worked. Yeah, if I dig on this end, truck is an okay spot for digging this way. Already looking at the bucket from another angle is like strange already. So that's how much the brain got used to the other way around. Once you've done both of them enough, you won't have any trouble coordinating all of the movement. Yet again, I'm playing with the keyboard and mouse, which doesn't allow for very smooth movement. This game does provide a lot of aids towards the movement. But in Farming Sim, which I played as well, I used a joystick with a throttle stick and all of the buttons on it, and it also takes a while because you don't only have the movement of the implement, like the crane boom and the bucket and stuff like that, but you also have to directly control the movement of the vehicle itself, forward, backward. That's added difficulty, but once you get through the first stages of learning that, you can do a lot of neat stuff with it. You can even do the tricks in the game with I was able to toss around trees, for example, and make them land at a certain location. So when you swing the tree and then move your arm and boom in a certain way, you could actually gain momentum and really put a lot of force onto the object and like, I don't know, toss it up a hill or into a truck. And that's the advantage of learning to work with the joystick. You're gonna have so much precise control over it. Yay, sun's back. For this little bit of day that rests us. Will we have filled up the mats, the miner's moss, today? One game day. Just a little bit more in here. Oh, very good. It seems to me they also changed the delay at which You can start the engine, stop the engine, put the handbrake on and off. Or it might be that it was caused by lag on the other on the old Arnold's place. I hope I won't experience frame drops on this plot. Oh, I did spill quite a bit. Planning on removing this bulge that extends and make it flat all the way towards that way where I'm looking. So I got a nice inner flat area, like a bit of a courtyard that's surrounded by the places that we're gonna dig. The truck was moving. I got a feeling I'm like spilling it all the way everywhere. That was a poor one. Come on, we can do better. We can do better. See? Oh, timing. Oh, 40 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry. I want to fill up the jig. Okay, last one, and that's it. That's gonna be it for today. I think I'll, well, not only today in the game, but in real life as well. As you all know, when we're done here, we have to shut down all the machines, because if we sleep, the fuel will get consumed. 70. Wait a minute. You can stay here. Let's see how much we got now. It's 1800. Yeah, that's a good time to quit. I mean, by 1900 it will have done it all. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. When that's processed, I'll probably be close to 100. Or maybe 90, take 90. 92 on the minus moss. We could do another truck. It's still a little bit of daylight. As you can see, the sun has... so just to make sure that we got the mats filled out, and then we can start afresh tomorrow. Now, what's in there should be, if you sum it all up, with the target that we set, should be 50. Right? 50? Did I say that? Well, it's 50 days for 1,000. Wait a minute, what did I said in 50 days we would have 1,000. Yeah, that's 50 times 21, 1,000. Okay, so if it's 21 in there, it's okay. Everything that we go above that is very nice. I was confusing myself. Might still have it wrong. But give me a day or two and I'll figure it out. No, really, I wanna get 1,000 in. I'm gonna try to watch from this angle. I wanna get 1,000 in these 50 days. That means that I gotta get a 20 a day, at least. That was also why I was so keen on filling this up in one day, filling the miners moss in one day, because the first run gave me 20, well, what you see on the screen gave me 20, 21, 836. Come on, fill it up, fill it up. And you got to take into account that we also need to do all of the other things like those are this, clean out the mats and do the buckets, wave table, go grab our what is it called, the magnetite trailer, go get fill that up, drive it away. Although if it takes me a day to run that trailer up and down to the factory, I might just stop doing that. How much do we make in a day? What is 22 ounces? Still, it's good money going delivering that. That magnetite. Uh-oh. Yeah, 92, see? That's what I was aiming for. And then the combined buckets, coming close to 100. That's 90, yeah, that's going to be 100. If you combine those two buckets, you're going to have 100. Without any doubt. And one bucket at 100. It's 50 with the miners moss. So yeah, this looks pretty nice. I'm gonna end the episode here. Probably quitting for today. The other videos are uploading, so I hope you're still interested, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching.